I scored an All India rank of 2K in my NEET, which landed me in one of India's best medical colleges, which is Bjmc Pune, and I achieved such a great rank just by studying for a year. Hello everyone, I am Tanmay Bhandari and I make YouTube videos for people like you so that you can also crack NEET effortlessly by just doing what I did right but also learning from my mistakes. If you feel like you've built up a lot of backlogs throughout your NEET preparation and you want to cover them, this video is for you specifically. I had personally designed this protocol during my NEET days and it helped me cover my backlogs, and not just me, hundreds of the students that I've mentored have applied the same protocol and it has given them amazing results. In this video I'm gonna share the entire protocol with you, but there's a catch. If you don't watch this step by step, you might mess up big time, you might misinterpret a few things that I say, and because of that you won't see results, but more importantly you will go on hopping from one YouTuber to other, one strategy to other, one teacher to other without seeing any actual progress, which I don't want for you because it will be a waste of your time and a waste of your efforts that you will be putting in the wrong direction. 11th May I had got a new phone, my college life had started, plus there was a lot of freedom which led to a lot of distractions and I just could not study. Every single day I would see my batchmates study more than me, work harder as well as get better ranks than me. 400 लोगों के क्लास में भी मेरा रैंक मेरे मार्क्स से ज्यादा होता था. My friends would literally make fun of me saying इतना भी नहीं आता, and I would also laugh along with them, but अंदर ही अंदर it would genuinely hurt me. Deep down even I wanted to get a good rank, even I wanted good marks, and even I wanted to crack NEET. आग लगा दी, आग लगा दी, आग लगा दी. Everyone in their life basically has an FTE. FTE means fuck this event. At this stage you realize, what am I really doing with my life? Am I just wasting my life? Am I even gonna crack NEET? I continue living like this and doing whatever I'm currently doing. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Well, even in movies they show that a guy completely transforms his body, completely changes his life over the course of one song. Well, to be realistic, it is not gonna happen like that, and it's not magic. Step 1 of the journey was having this FTE and realizing that you need to take action, and your first actionable step was to click on this video. Now let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2, well, if you weigh 200 kilos and suddenly you have this FTE and you want to move your life around, you want to turn your life around from being a couch potato to running a marathon, you can't accomplish this in one single day. It is gonna take a lot of perseverance, it is gonna take a lot of hard work, and it is gonna take a lot of failures that are yet to come. I know this feels like the lowest point in your life, and the journey is not just straight up. There are still gonna be ups and downs, but the net result is just gonna be up. So focus on small wins and be patient. It is a journey and you have to change a few of your habits, build new ones, and just keep progressing. It is not gonna be immediate, it is gonna be gradual and sudden. It is gonna be a difficult journey. You have to accept that fact first. You have to accept that you've been wrong all this time, you've been doing the wrong things. You have to change a few of your personality traits, you have to change a few of your characteristics, and have realistic expectations with the results that you expect. Step number 3, grab a pen and a piece of paper, start journaling and be completely honest with yourself. Why am I here? Is it because of my girlfriend? Is it because I am not good at physics? Is it because am I reading extra books for biology which are taking me nowhere, and on top of that they are taking time away from me that I could use in studying physics? For me the answer was simple. It was two things, my phone and social media. So I asked myself one question: what if I leave my phone, my social life and social media away for a year? What is the worst that could happen? The first thought that came to my mind is that I might not have any friends, and then I realized that I will not have friends anyway if I'm not in a good medical college, and if I go to a good medical college with good people, I could easily make many more new friends. And if I get into a good medical college with like-minded people and a good crowd, and if you're thinking what this XYZ person will think about me quitting social media, or they'll make fun of me if I don't crack NEET, well, let me tell you, if you don't crack NEET, they are not gonna be the ones that are gonna come to you and just say ki, hey, take 1 crore rupees. You were on social media, you went out with me, you've spent time with me, so I owe you 1 crore rupees and I want you to get a good education and I want you to become a doctor. Please focus on your academics for a year or whatever time you have in your hands right now. For me, giving up my social life and my connections with my friends was extremely difficult, but I went completely into ghost mode. And because I did so well in my NEET, I had the liberty to choose which college I want to take in Maharashtra, and I chose to stay in Pune. I chose to live in my own house, and now I'm able to meet my friends more often and they are very proud of me. Whenever we go out, they say ki ye dekho mera dost hai, MBBS kar raha hai, and all of that stuff, and it is genuinely flattering. The reason why I emphasized on this point so much is that, you know, these small decisions and one-time decisions could change our entire life. They could change the entire trajectory of your life. Suppose if you're in a bad relationship, if you just leave the relationship, your life could be completely different. Now that you've got your life back on track, you're geared up, you're ready to study, let me give you actual actionable steps and I want you guys to follow them. Step number 1 is essentialism. Now that most of your time has been freed up, most of your distractions have been put away, you're gonna have a lot of time in your hand, and this is where majority of people make mistakes. You might think that now I'll be able to study more. Instead of just reading NCERT for bio, now I will have the time to read Truman also. But this is a major mistake. You still have to look at things and find things that you can still cut out from your existing schedule. For example, I was reading Truman, I was reading multiple guidebooks for biology. I completely removed all of that from my schedule and I just focused on NCERT. And once that NCERT was done, I focused on one MCQ book. After that one MCQ book was done, I would go for my class tests, and after the class test was done, I would judge if my performance was adequate, and if my performance was not adequate, I would read the NCERT again. I would solve that same MCQ book again, and after that, if I felt like I still needed extra practice, I would refer to other MCQ books in order to strengthen my concepts and see where I'm going wrong. Sometimes I would take help from a like-minded friend who would sit down with me and discuss important biology topics with me. The same thing can be applied to physics. Instead of learning physics from 4 different teachers, focus on building your concepts. I genuinely recommend that you use only one single source for physics as well as chemistry as far as theory is concerned. When it comes to practicing MCQs, you can use n number of resources, but just stick to one resource when it comes to theory and your concept building. And it would still be great if you can just highlight the questions that have gone wrong, the question number that has gone wrong, and the next time you sit and revise that topic, you will only have to go through those selected number of questions instead of doing even more new questions or trying different books. So now that you've cut out all the rubbish, you've cut out all the Trumans, you've cut out all the advanced physics textbooks, you've cut out all the Resnick and Walkers, you've cut out the Guyton that you were reading before for human physiology. Now you can focus on the real things and you can deeply focus on them and extract the maximum value out of the things that you're doing, because you're already short on time and it does not make sense to add even more stuff in your existing burden. Most of the time we shy away from tests and we hate tests because अब तक हमारे tests में अच्छे marks नहीं आ रहे थे because we were falling behind, because we've had backlogs. So don't shy away from tests. The reason why I'm telling you this, because this is gonna build up something called as a feedback loop. So basically the first time that you give a test, you will get 300 marks and you will be very sad. But the next time you give a test, you've studied a little more, you've covered a few chapters from your backlog, you will shift to 350. 350 is still not a big number, but your jump from 300 to 350 will instill a positive feedback loop, and this positive feedback loop will get you studying more and more in order to achieve more and more marks. And this is the best way to study. Instead of watching David Goggins 2-minute motivation for NEET to change your life, nothing is gonna change your life other than this positive feedback mechanism. And a pro bonus tip that I have given every student that I have counseled so far is that please experiment during tests. आज अगर physics पहले solve किया तो next time bio पहले solve करो. आज अगर test के पहले मैंने physics formulae revise किए थे तो next time chemistry के reactions revise करो. अगले time कोई bio का chapter करो. ऐसे mix and match कर करके you will find your complete style, how you want to approach the test, how you want to give the test, and this is how you will be exposed to a lot of stuff and you will find your own style in it. Now I'm gonna give you the next and the most important point if you want to cover your backlogs. The people who've just jumped to this timestamp are gonna gain nothing out of this. Just go back and watch the entire stuff because it is not gonna benefit you. This is a practical and an actual actionable step, and this is what we face in day-to-day lives. अभी हमारे coaching class में कुछ और चल रहा है, but we still have our backlogs left. So how do we tackle this? My suggestion and my number one suggestion would be to study whatever is going on right now. अगर तुमने अभी जो चल रहा है वो नहीं पढ़ा तो that will be your new backlog and वैसे वैसे pile up होते जाएगा. So instead of complicating things, जो अभी पढ़ा रहे वो अच्छे से करो. Whatever bio chapters chapters you've missed previously, just forget about them. जो अभी currently सिखा रहे वो करो. Physics में अगर कोई unit करा रहे तो focus on that unit and that unit's basics first. Schedule whatever backlogs you want to cover in the second half of the day. First half of the day, attend your classes properly. Finish whatever stuff they've asked you to do in your classes first. And after completing this, allocate 1 or 2 hours of your day at the end of your day in order to complete your backlogs. Instead of making a timetable is not going to work for you. Instead of making a timetable, just make a list of the chapters that you want to cover, and as soon as you get those 1 or 2 hours of your day at the end of your day, just go through the list and whatever topics are left, just do them, put a tick mark across it, and this is how you're gonna get done with your stuff. Building systems is such a critical stage here. Now that you've eliminated the number of resources that you're gonna use, you have to follow a systemic approach towards each and every subject. For example, I had set up a system for myself in chemistry where in order to consider a chapter completed, in order to consider a chapter done, I would have to follow a certain sequence. The first step in that sequence was to attend the lecture. एक बार lecture attend किया, उसके बाद complete my notes. हाँ, मैं अपने notes incomplete रह जाते थे, तो कभी कभी I had to complete my own notes. After that, I had to read those notes. After reading my notes, I would solve some kind of MCQs. After solving 200 odd MCQs, I would go for my class test. After giving the class test, I would analyze each and every question, write down solutions for the ones that have gone wrong. After that, I would highlight the questions that I wanted to revise later, and whenever I wanted to revise, I would just refer to my notes and do the questions that I've got wrong. This is how, if you create systems for each and every chapter, तुम्हारा एक एक करके सारे chapters complete होंगे. Plus, it will reduce the mental friction. Now you know step 1 is watch lecture, step 2 is X, step 3 is Y, step 4 is Z, and वैसे वैसे करके you won't have to think too much कि अभी क्या करूँ, अभी क्या करना है, and you will just go in a flow and you won't even need a timetable. Seriously. The last tip and the most underrated tip that I want to give you guys is that have a competition with yourself. Your friends who've been studying since 11th are gonna score better marks than you right now, but they are also doing Truman, they are also doing XYZ textbooks. They don't have a system in place. Their high marks are not gonna last for a long time, but you have a system in place. You know what to do. You know you want to cover what's going on in your class right now and then focus on your backlog topics. So as time is gonna progress, your marks are gonna increase gradually, and in a matter of just a few months, you're gonna beat your friends. The goal is not to beat your friend. The goal is to be better than last time, and the goal is to trust the process. This video was rich in value and was based on personal experience, and if you are struggling with NEET physics right now, I would really recommend you to check out this video, because even I scored 175 out of 180 in physics. There was a time where I scored 36 in physics. So it was a gradual journey, as I said, and I really want you to watch this video next.